Okay, so I got my 2 tails made, and I got my 2 cheeks and my nose. So now I'm ready to sew the pieces together. So what I like to do is, now, since if you can see your seam, which I do see the reason behind cutting and rejoining the yarn each time, because see the seam here, you cannot find the seam, or I can't find it anyway, versus the one I did before, where this is when I carried the yarn up, and it definitely does make a distortion there. So I feel like it was definitely worth all the cutting and sewing in the ends, the tails, okay, to get a seamless join. So very pleased with that. Okay, so you want to hold your hat flat, okay, and then you take your ears and you're going to attach them. Now the stripes makes it really easy to get the exact place that we want to put our ears. So I'm going to attach my ears, second black stripe. So I'm just going to attach it to both sides, okay? So I've got my yarn in my needle, and so since you have it flat, that kind of gets you, to me, I think it helps to attach the yarn, because you see it, and in fact the width of the ear is going to go all the way across that whole stripe. So I like to fold my ear, even if you have to manipulate it or squish it around or whatever, so then your tail is coming out on the edge. See, like that, okay? Actually, it would be this way for me. Okay, so because I'm going to stitch that direction. Okay, so I'm going to, now you can use pins to pin on your ear to help hold it still, but it's such a small piece, I don't think I'm going to need it. Okay, so, whoop, dropped it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, since I know that it's going to go across the whole width of the stripe pretty much, I'm going to go ahead and insert my yarn, my needle or whatever, through that stitch. It's right on the edge, the way I have it folded, okay? And pull it up. There you go. And then, oh, this way, yeah. I'm going to go through the ear part, but I want to go through both thicknesses, okay? From the front to the back. It's just kind of a whip stitch, okay? And then, now I'm going to, you can even turn it so you can see what you're doing. And you're going to go into the hat part, into that black stripe again, just doing on the edge. Okay, and then go through the ear, go through both thicknesses. Okay, you really can't even see the stitch too much, that's good. So you do this to both ears, attaching them to your hat. I like to put on the ears first. To me, it makes it easy to place the eyes and the nose features and everything else that you need to put on it. Okay. Now I've gone all the way from one edge to the other edge. One time. And to secure it an extra amount, I'm going to go ahead and go back the other direction. Go back down the other side. Okay. Okay, so that's all you do. And you can play around with your stitches if you want to get them more neat. I'm kind of doing mine quickly here, but okay, so like that. Okay, so now you're going to want to do that to your other ears as well, to attach your other ear. Oops. Okay. Okay, so there I've got my yarn, my ear secured. And stitch there in the corner. Okay, and then what you can do is go ahead and run your hook inside. Take maybe one more stitch on the ear, but then go to the inside of the hat, like that. And then now you can just secure that off, knot that off, just like you're weaving in ends. Can do a knot like that, and then just go ahead and weave in your ends like regular. Okay. Now, oop, that is not a scissor. Okay, now we're going to cut it off. Okay. So there's our first ear. Okay, so now you can pause your video and go ahead and sew on your second ear. Okay, I'll be back when I have that one sewed on. Okay, so I have my ears attached, and now I'm placing my cheeks where I want them. And the nose, of course, is going to be there. But the whole entire, the cheeks and the nose, we want to make sure that it doesn't go above this second black stripe from the bottom, okay? Because the eyes are going to go in that orange stripe right there. See that? Okay? They will show up better because we're going to use white yarn to attach it, okay? But anyway, so our cheeks and our nose, we don't want it to go above this black, this second black line there, okay? And we want to center them, kind of center them between the two, where the two ears are, okay? So I've already yarned my needle, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. I do like to put where I begin my stitches toward the center, because that way, since they're going to be covered up by the nose, if the join looks kind of off or not real smooth, that won't matter because the nose is going to be covering it up, okay? So, like I said, you can use pins to pin them. In fact, let me see. Let me reach over here. Ugh. Okay. And I got a couple of pins, so just to kind of pin them in place. Like that. Okay. And then this one will go right next to it. We just want to make sure it doesn't go above that, that black stripe. Okay. Like that. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and sew on one of these. Sew on the first one. Okay. So with this, I'm just going to insert my needle. Since it's coming out here on the top, I want to kind of get it where it's into this edge here, and so I go ahead and insert my hook there and go all the way, not hook, my needle, and go all the way to the back, to the inside of the hat. Okay, so now I'm just going to come back up from the inside to where my next stitch is. Make sure it doesn't catch this yarn. Okay, and so now you just want to stitch around, securing the cheek to the hat. You can go all the way through. You will see these white stitches on the inside, or you can choose to pick up a piece of the yarn that is underneath, although I really find it easier just to go ahead and stitch it all the way through. If you don't, like I said, if you don't mind seeing the stitches, the white stitches on the inside of the hat. Okay. Oops, caught my ear. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and stitch on this piece, and then when I get that done, I'm going to stitch on my second piece, take my pins out, and then we will start stitching on the nose. Okay, I'll meet you back up when we get both the cheeks stitched on. Okay, so I finished with the cheeks. Now I'm going to sew on my nose. Now remember, we don't want the nose getting up higher than that black stripe right there, okay? So we're just going to overlap, put it centered between the two cheeks, okay? And like I said, you can pin it into place if you're afraid it's going to slip, or you can just hold it. Usually I'll just hold it with my thumb and kind of pinch it on there, and then go ahead and sew it. Okay. Okay, so just like that, you just sew it around. Just however it's going to secure. You don't necessarily have to sew in every stitch, you know, every chain stitch around on your circle, and so it's secure. Okay, so finish stitching that around there and secure in your ends inside, and then we will add on the eyes. Okay, be right back. Okay, and now we got our nose on, and now we're going to put on our eyes. So we're going to be putting our eyes on the orange stripe above the nose, okay, and I try to kind of center them above, kind of like the edge of where the nose ends on either end, or on either side, and it's kind of centered above the cheeks, okay, something like that. And I'm going to use my yarn needle and white yarn, and I'm going to go ahead and sew on the buttons however you like to sew on buttons. I bring up my yarn from the back, and remember it's going to be attaching in the orange stripe. Now I'll leave a little tail hanging out there to secure that from the other side. And then, like I said, just go ahead and sew on your button, and however you like to sew on buttons. Whoop. Okay. Some people like to do lines like that, although see, it makes it look like it's got two lines on the eye. You could do an X pattern. I think, let's see what I did with the other one. I did I kind of just filled it in, really. So the whole entire center is white. If you find that the yarn is too thick to go through the eye of the buttons along with the needle, you can always use a thinner white yarn, or you can separate the strands. You can separate the strands and make it use thinner. You know how you would separate it like this. Like that, and separate the strands out and use a thinner piece. You can do that, or you can use sewing thread, whatever you prefer. So see, now I got my one eye on there pretty secure. I may put another few stitches in there to secure it, and then I'll take my other yarn, my other button, and sew on my other eye. Okay, I got my eyes sewn on, and now we're going to do one last thing, and we're going to add our whiskers. Okay, so I took my gray yarn that I had, and I went ahead and separated the plies into, it was a 4-ply yarn, and I separated it into 2 plies each to make it a thinner, finer yarn. And now we're going to, the picture shows it's got 3 whiskers per side coming from the nose, and you want to come from a central area of the nose, like rays coming out, in other words. So I'm going to come up from the bottom, right under the edge of the nose. In fact, I'm trying not to catch the nose, but I want to come right up under the edge there. Okay, and now leave a tail at the back, or in the, you know, the beginning tail, to so you'll have something to secure it to when you're done. Okay, so I want to do 3 whiskers, and you want to come up at an angle. Okay, and so I went ahead and just did 1 single stitch all the way across the cheek. Okay, this one I want to angle it up just a little bit. Okay, and then I want to come under. I just stitch it all the way through like that, see? And now I want to come back to the center where I started at, real close, or try to come up in the same area. Okay, and now we're going to come out, go across, and see, you can lay your piece, you can lay the whisker out to see about where you want it. So I think I'm going to put it about right there, kind of straight across. And I try to get about the same length as I did the other one, kind of even spot. Okay, make that stitch. There you go. See? And now one more. I'm going to come up again where I did in the beginning. And now this one I want to angle down. Lay it across there to kind of see where I want it. Maybe right about there, maybe. Yeah, see that? And so I want to do it about the same length as I did the other one. Okay, so see, there's my whiskers on that side. And now I'm going to do the same thing on this side, kind of evening them out about at the same place. okay? So I'm going to go ahead and secure this off underneath here. Cut my yarn, and then do the other side, okay? And there's our tiger hat. So thanks for coming along with me today and doing this tutorial with me. And like I said, this is I was given permission by the designers at creamofthecropcrochet.com to do tutorials on these preemie hat patterns. And please go check out their website. They have wonderful patterns, lots of free patterns for all kinds of other things. They have baby items and all different kinds of items that you would, I'm sure, love to make. I'm just looking at their website here, but they have household items. They have cute little doggy sweaters, and they have 18-inch doll, like the American Doll accessories, clothes and hats and things. They have many more preemie hats and newborn size headwear. And they have a beautiful shawl. In fact, I've been really looking at wanting to make. They have headbands. They have all kinds of different accessory patterns. So please go check out their patterns. And I will provide a link in the description box below of to get to their website and well, to the Ravelry project page, which will take you to their website. So thank you so much, Cream of the Crop Crochet, for allowing me to do this tutorial, and I hope you had a good fun time doing it, and I hope that you will make some preemie hats and possibly donate them to your local NICUs, the neonatal intensive care unit of your local hospital for the little babies that are born premature. So thanks for watching this video, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.